So we need to speak about Bryshere Gray, because there have been some serious developments over the past 6 months that are quite serious. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. So when we are discussing Bryshere Gray, of course, P. Diddy comes into the picture because of the conversations, stories, theories, and several allegations that many people have said that P. Diddy had his way with Bryshere Gray, and not only P. Diddy, but possibly multiple other men. Bryshere Gray is somebody who was on a hit TV show called Empire, doing several interviews everywhere, loved everywhere, and basically was set to be a huge breakout star. He broke out on Empire, but then it all immediately stopped. And of course, this was the time that he was introduced, running through Hollywood circles, introduced to so many different people, especially Diddy and especially other men. There were even allegations that this man, Bryshere Gray, was running out of a house screaming in regards to Hollywood, and, different men wanted to basically turn him out. It's a very sad state of affairs, and really is the definition of grooming in my eyes. Somebody who's up and coming, seen as good looking on a big TV show, and then after that, basically transported to all of these Hollywood life circles, and then allegations are coming forth, and after that he was basically nowhere to be seen. Unfortunately went to prison as well, and just lived a very tumultuous, unfair life, most likely taking some form of substances as well to cope with what he had to do, in my humble opinion. Very similar to Justin Bieber, what we're seeing right now with how he's taking substances, spiraling, crashing out, refusing to eat, from a reports are stating. Of course, when these men who were young boys were told to do things that they should not have done, what it does is that it completely messes with their psyche, and they end up taking substances to try and deal with it, when in actual fact those substances can expedite mental health related issues and also make them very traumatized. As somebody myself who was a young boy, I can completely understand, the world of being SA'd, which I also have been, and of course, entering into the world of, very dark sex work and very abusive, places where you be SA'd and, you're forced to take substances. It's very vicious, and some people are not able to pull themselves out of it. Now, Bryshere Gray, of course, is in the conversation as of right now because Terrence Howard, his ex-colleague on Empire, did a conversation where he stated that many people who went to these Diddy parties were getting themselves turned out, and that he refused to do so, and that Diddy actually was very intrigued in basically effing him. And the assistant told Terrence Howard that this is what Diddy wants, and then he immediately stopped all contact. That in itself is interesting because there are images now surfacing of Terrence Howard at Diddy parties. But we discussed that in my previous video. Check that out. In this particular video, we're discussing Bryshere Gray. In the recent developments in the last 6 months, he basically has now become a worker, and he is currently on OnlyFans, and the images that he is displaying on his profile accounts are definitely quite sad to me. Not that he's become an OnlyFans worker, to be honest with you. I do not like the idea that in society we glamorize sex work. It's very dangerous. It's not nice. You can regret it, and people do it often in places of danger, which makes it even worse for them, because you can definitely be exploited, i.e. me. I can completely understand when elder men would force you or tell you to do things that are very avant-garde or wrong or extremely taboo, and you shouldn't be. Then you are forced, beaten, drugged, etc. I know all of that from my own experience, and I feel like this is what's happening to Bryshere Gray right now. The content that he's putting up, completely nude, doing videos with men and women. He's free to do whatever the hell he wants to do. And of course, there are people who want to go to OnlyFans because they need that money. You were a big actor, money's dried up, you need money, rent, bills, completely understand it. But it also is the standard of content this man is putting up. The standard of content this man is putting up, if you look at what he's putting up, it is very worrying. The seedy hotels, the public bathrooms, no good lighting, cheap looking places, dungeon like trap housey places. It just seems to be quite worrying what's happening, even with the things that he's tweeting. Over the past couple of months, he's opened up this account and he's continuously posting nude pictures of himself with other men in all of these seedy places. And it's just very sad to see that this is basically what he's doing right now, because I don't think this is the right path for him. I also believe that he was somebody who was SA'd, probably by these men. And what this can also do to you is that it can also completely hypersexualize you and even change the neurons in your brain and rewire your brain chemistry to a very significant level. I graduated in neuroscience, so I can understand that particular level as well, because I wanted to understand it for myself as to what effects can happen to you after being SA'd. And I definitely feel like many workers who go into this have been SA'd, and I feel Bryshere Gray is one of them, who does have some form of hypersexualization and, you know, is putting up very seedy content where it looks like he is in a position where he's lost, dealing with mental health problems, is basically being used, controlled in some kind of way, and he just seems to be lost in general. And I'm just sick and tired of so many young boys who get lost, confused, don't have the guidance, end up going in positions, whether it's work in this way or substances, and they have been completely groomed and there's no one there to basically save them, and they end up living a very dark life. And I think that Bryshere Gray is definitely one of these people, but these recent developments are just quite harrowing, because I had no idea that this man has become a full-on OnlyFans worker, posting CD content in multiple lofts and hotels with very bad lighting, with random men basically doing things to him, and or he's wanting to do things, the tweets that he's putting out, it just seems to be forced as well. It seems to be like somebody needs that check, and you know, this is the things that some people are trying to do. I feel like he's also just been heavily hypersexualized and groomed by Diddy and multiple other men, and you know, his career just did not take off. It's just a very sad state of affairs in general, but I wanted to bring this conversation up because of the content that he's been putting up. You guys can check it out for yourselves, but you know, it just seems very lost. It just seems very lost, very much like Justin Bieber right now, somebody who's lost, taking stuff, you know, like Bryshere, he was taking stuff and ended up in prison, and there's so much happening. Nobody's protecting these young boys. It's really, you know, when they were young boys, sorry, and now of course they're grown men, and the cycle continues. But I think that we need to have this conversation, because men need to be responsible and accountable, not only for their actions, but to be a father to the young boys and show them guidance. Because I really feel for Bryshere Gray, and I just felt so compelled to make this video because I can relate to his story. I feel the empathy for him, and I just feel like he's somebody who was just taken advantage of completely, and I feel like he was manipulated by so many people. Very sad state of affairs, guys. I did not see him making this content. I don't think he's going to go far with this. I don't think it's going to be as profitable for him, and I think that even the way he's posing in certain places and etc. and doing certain things, like it looks very, I don't know what's the word, jaded, let's just say, lost. Yeah, it's just sad, guys. This is sorry, I'm burping. This is a very deep, intense conversation, so I don't imagine most people would get it. It's not about being judgmental or thinking that you're better than. It's just, you know, being concerned for somebody, and I definitely am. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Send a tip if you guys wish to. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. I would appreciate it. There's a $sign there. You can send whatever you want. I need to go sleep. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. Got to edit this video, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.